Good. How are you guys doing today?
What'd you dress up as?
So we were the Incredibles. We had the whole family outfit. I was Mr. Incredible. My wife was, what was it? Elastigirl. Yeah, that's what Elastigirl. Then we had Dash, Violet, Jack, and then we even had Edna. we had a whole Incredible family.
When you take a look at this Arizona team, you saw them a couple weeks ago. They've had some changes across the offensive line. They have DeAndre Hopkins, but what else has changed about the way that they are running their offense?
Well, I would just say the big difference is, just they run things a lot differently now that they do have DeAndre Hopkins back. A lot of the, he has a lot of targets. The ball goes to him a lot, but then also they still do have the same zone, read option, zone read, run game. It's just, Kyler's trying to protect himself, not get hit as much, which every quarterback does, that runs the ball. And their passing game has opened up a lot more with DeAndre Hopkins back. And then, with them adding Robbie Anderson and Rondale Moore and having just all that speed, they definitely, they have the threats to definitely, open things up.
Pete Carroll said they showed the play where you chased down Jones and tripped him up on third down. Made a big deal out of that in the team meetings and all that. Just for you, an effort play like that, how important is that for you to just show you can go do that?
Man, it's just selling out for the man next to you. Just willing to do anything, willing to do anything that's asked of you attitude. I think that's just, the epitome of this whole team is just everybody's willing to sell out for the person next to them and buy in and do what's needed just to come home with a win.
Do you think you're going to catch him?
I knew I was going to catch him. Come on now, fast. I know y'all probably don't know, but a couple years ago, I think it was the COVID year, I had chased down Tyreek Hill on Sunday Night Football. I got speed, baby.
You talk about selling out for your teammates, what Will Dissly did on special teams. What does that say about the effort level and the commitment to winning?
Like I said, it's willing to do anything to win, and that's the thing. This saw an opportunity for him to go help the team, and he did, to be, that's what's crazy. Is just like some people are just attracted to the ball. The ball just finds them, and that's just what happens to this. Even if it's playing tight end, playing on special teams, he just finds the ball and he makes plays, and you definitely love having guys like that on your team. But I think that, is the epitome of, like I said, this team, though, the selflessness of the team, of your starting tight end being like, I want to go out there and run down on punt. I want to go, I can go help. I can go make plays, and that's this team.
This is obviously your first year here. When did you sort of get that real sense that this team kind of has that?
Really just, well, obviously I wasn't here during the OTAs, but really just during camp when, it's just, obviously things don't go as smooth as everyone always expects it, but when the bumps happen, it's really just more of the resiliency of this team. And then after, Jamal goes down and how, like, you just really felt that as a team. And it was, it was because everyone saw how, how hard he had worked, and then what happened during camp, and then come back and just, and, everything that he goes through and has to deal with. It's just, we all felt that. Like, we all felt that, and that's when you really started realizing, like, all right, man, like, it's a heartbeat to this. Like, it's real feelings to this, and so it's just, it's special, man, and you got to give credit to, like, Pete, like, he makes it a real, like, positive reinforcement, loving atmosphere where it's just like, he'll have you ready to run through a wall. Like, Like, he'll have you ready and believing you could be anybody, and that's, that's Seattle. That's everything you've heard about Seattle. I swear to you, it's true.
Shelby, you've never had a winning record in the NFL. What kind of motivating factor is it to know that you're on a team that's in first place right now and you see that light at the end of the tunnel? I know there's a long way to go, but how important would that be to you to be on a winning team, potentially in the playoffs, all that stuff going forward?
Oh, it mean the world to me. I was, just not having accomplished that, throughout my career, not having, been on a winning team, not having, played in the playoff game. That's something that, that every player wants, and that's something that Seattle has been well known throughout the years of always, other than, I think, last year was the first year in a while you guys haven't been to the playoffs or something like that, but it was just, this is a winning culture. They do things the right way to win, and so, and you see it, and like when you're here, so it's just, it would mean a lot and it's just a really epitome of like the work we've put in, and you know what I mean, like the work that coaches and players have put in, and the confidence that we've had. Because let's be honest, like we said, nobody believed we were going to be here, and the confidence of the coaches and the players of every week, no matter what the negative stuff you guys are saying, you telling us we're going to win 2 games all year, all this stuff. It's just the confidence that we've had all year, and we take that into every week that, we can win every game.
What did you know or been told about the Seahawks environment before you got here, and what surprised you?
The biggest thing that they always say about the Seahawks environment, as a veteran player, is that they take care of their players, and they don't try to grind you down. They don't just run you through the mud, and you're going to be ready to play on Sunday. You're going to be your best, and you're going to be fresh to go out there and play on Sunday, and they're going to keep it fun. And I'm talking about it's funny because Alexander Johnson just got here, and we were teammates in Denver, and I was just like, just wait till the team meeting. And then it's just okay, just wait till the special teams meeting before the game. You know what I mean? It's just all this stuff. It's like, just wait for this. Like, they do things differently here, and it's fun. You know what I mean? Like, look, you have a basketball court. You have a basketball hoop in the team meeting room. Like, it's just different here. And so it keeps it fun. It keeps you wanting to come to work every day.
What can you say about Clint Hurtt? And what kind of persona is he in as a coach?
Man, I love Hurt because he's a D-line guy. You know what I mean? So as a D-line guy, he definitely relates to, our room, a lot more. But, Clint, he keeps it fun. He keeps it loose. But like, it's a tough, loving defense. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing is like, we're all about accountability. That's the whole thing about we got to keep hold everyone accountable. But man, do you see the excitement after someone makes a play? Do you see the energy after someone else makes a play? This defense has just been as selfish as it could be, and I think that's the epitome of who our leader is in Hurt.
What did you think of the play where Bruce knocked Daniel Jones into Saquon, pretty much took out both of them?
Hey, good things happen when you're going fast. You know what I mean? Like, and that's that's Bruce. Out here running around making plays, and the impact he's had just coming off the couch is tremendous. And then even a part that people don't see is like the leadership aspect that he brings. With all the experience he has in this league to that room which does have a lot of young players is tremendous. And that's what I'm saying. Bruce is a lot more. He has a lot bigger impact than a lot of people will give him credit for.
How big of a turning point was what happened in New Orleans?
New Orleans had a lot to do with it, but because for us up front, we feel like that was a game, that necessarily got away from us, a game that we should have all of us should have played better, and so it was just a matter of how much is enough is enough. It's just there's only so many games you can come out of and be like damn, we should have won, or we one play away, 2 plays away, but then when are you going to take that step and fix those 1 or 2 plays? And eventually, we all had to get together and just get it right.
Why was the game against Arizona a good building block for the defense?
Well, because, for me, it was technically really like my first division game, because I didn't really play that San Fran game, the first one of the year. So I, getting thrown into, just the NFC West division, like just the way things are done out here when it comes to NFC West, they do things a little different out here. Those games are usually, dog fights every game. But that Arizona game, it was just an opportunity for us to really go out there and just play. At the end of the day, like, we have nothing to lose. Go out there and just have some fun. And it's just, the guys just really just, on the defensive side of the ball, offense has been balling all year. Offense has been doing their thing. It's really for us having to get the defense together. We had to just take a stand. And, it just so happened that we had to take a stand against Arizona that next week. And, we had to go get the job done. And then we just been stacking it week after week. But that's the thing is, this is a week-to-week league. You can't get too high up on 1 week the last week before. You can't be looking 3 weeks ahead. You have to stay week to week. And when the minute you start looking ahead or you get stuck in a week before, that's the minute you start getting whooped in this league. And so for us, it's all about, staying level-headed and going week to week, but also having the confidence to know that we could go out there and play with anybody.
The adjustments you...
Go ahead. The adjustments you made
coming out of that New Orleans game, especially on the defensive front. How much of that was collaborative between you guys talking with the coaches and coming up with a plan, or was that them seeing something and saying, hey, you guys can now go do this up front?
Well, you know, up front we have such a veteran group. It was more. I would definitely say it was more mutual agreement that we could definitely make a difference, like in a different front, because you know coaches watch football too, and they know the players they had, and it's just like, all right, like let's just make this where we make it easy for everyone. Just go play football. You know what I mean? Just go out there and play football. So, you know, I definitely think it was more. It was a collaborative effort of we have to get this together, and whenever we play this, things are lights out. So.
What's been the key for you in getting your hands on as many like balls at line of scrimmage as you have throughout your career?
You know, it's timing. I definitely say it's you know, getting pressure, like getting pocket pressure, getting deeper and to the line of scrimmage. I mean, like to the quarterback. I mean, but also, you know, little known fact, you guys might not know, but I am my high school's all-time leader in block shots for basketball. And so honestly, it really is like kind of just like it's a timing kind of like natural thing. But you know, it's little drills that we do, obviously, that you know to perfect it. But a lot of it is just you know you just have to have a feel for it.
Does it ever hurt? Like it gets you?
Yeah, it hurts. I'm talking about some of these, but you got to think about it. Some of these quarterbacks throw the ball really hard, like really hard. And even in practice, I remember I caught one from Drew a couple of times. It's like, will you get it right on your palm, or it catches the fingers? Yeah, those are the worst.
When you're playing such a dual threat quarterback, I mean, you were able to win the last game even though Kyler got away on the ground. Is that something you take away one thing or the other, or you want to take away both things? You know, how do you go about that?
Well, you know, in football, you know, everybody wants to be perfect, but it's impossible. You know, that's why you kind of live with some things, you know, and you, at the end of the day, you don't want to give up a big play. And that's the thing. And with a player like Kyler who can turn a two-yard scramble into an 88-yard run, you know, you just have to keep playing football. And whenever you're playing someone as dynamic as Kyler Murray in an offense like that, it's really, I say, on the front that we have to stay active and we have to make sure that we keep him in the pocket. I mean, that's the you know, with a lot of quarterbacks, you play, you know, Russell Wilson, you play any of these other quarterbacks where they become way more dynamic the minute they get out the pocket and start moving around and give the receivers more time to get open. And especially, you know, you're playing zones, there's holes in the zones, the more time you give, you know, the quarterback to throw the ball. And so, you know, the first thing you really got to worry about is keeping them in the pocket. And you do that, that's most of the battle.
As a defensive lineman who's got speed, as you say, what'd you think of Uchenna running with Barkley down the sideline?
Hey, you know, so when I first came in the league, I was like a real like 4-3 DN, and they would ask us to drop every once in a while. I could never. No, that's not for me. But man, I'm telling you that like that's selling out, doing something that that isn't necessarily his forte, but going out there, giving full effort, and getting the job done. Seahawks football, baby.
What else has Chenna brought to the defense?
Man, just that tough attitude. You know, just he brings a different type of toughness. You know, Chenna just goes into like a different mode on game day. It just you know, like just said, like that Chargers game, he just turned into a whole different being. But obviously, you know, it was his revenge game and everything. But it's just you know, he brings a different type of expertise. You got to think he learned from. You know, you got to think he had Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa. Like he's been around some dogs in this league, and he's taken something from each player and brought it here. And so he's a good rusher, and he's definitely brought he's brought that from LA.
Good. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.